No.
Well, hello and welcome everybody to episode 85 of Late Arrivals. This can be a bit of a different one here this week.
Just a
Um,
little.
it's not anything Ducks related really to talk about, so we'll save that till the end of things here. But the unfortunate news of the Coyotes relocating to Utah. We felt it wouldn't we wouldn't do any justice not being Coyotes fans talking about the situation because we're not actively losing a team. So we got our good buddies Tyler and Alex here from Chirpin Yotes Pod here to kind of vent and release their frustrations on this whole situation because it sucks, Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for as many jokes as I feel I've made at the expense of the Coyotes over the years, because it was easy to do. At the end of the day, it's not fun losing a team like this. Because it's not my team that's leaving, but somebody's favorite team is being taken away from them. It sucks.
Yeah.
You'd hope that the last couple of years were kind of a sign that things are getting better finally, and just the last 2 weeks have just been a mess. Between it being, oh, this is possibly happening, to, oh, hey, it's happening next Tuesday. Like, get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened fast.
Yeah, the suddenness of it all just hit like a rock because it went from Craig Morgan, Steve Peters, basically actively fighting um Frank Saravalli online to
Yeah.
having him on a podcast within 24 hours saying, yeah, they're
Apologizing
gone.
him.
Yeah.
It was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
hmm But yeah, if you guys want to kind of, maybe we can start from the beginning here, like how, not the very beginning, but how we got here, I guess. Like, if you guys want to maybe clear up for some people who may not know how they even got to their Tempe arena in the first place.
Grant, you want me to, or you?
So, you want to take it away?
You know what?
Start
Yeah,
it off?
why not? A little bit of a story time of our reason why we drink. So really, Granny, you can tell me this is true or not. I would say the problems probably started in 2009-ish. That's probably the biggest bulk of it when we hit bankruptcy. Was it Jerry Moyes or whatever his name was? He screwed the pooch real bad, to say the least.
See,
And ever
honestly,
since then, oh, go ahead. You freeze.
honestly, I go back even further to like 2003 and the failed Scottsdale development. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
there you go. Yeah, that's true. So really
just
for 20 something years,
the whole Glenn era was a disaster.
huge. So many missteps. And really, I think the biggest problem, I think, too, for the people who aren't Coyotes fans or maybe not from this area, our biggest enemy was our owners not being team first. No owner was like, I want to own the Coyotes to own the Coyotes. They were always, let me see if I can get the Coyotes in this real estate development. Let me see if I can put this with the Coyotes. It was never, ever the Coyotes. Whereas if those who live in the Phoenix area maybe know, but Matt Ishbia is kind of the opposite. He seems like he wanted the Suns to be the Suns. He wanted to own a basketball team. Very much, Tale of Two Cities there. So we get Morello in 2019. Everyone's excited. We're like, wow, we got a billionaire owner. Wow, like this guy has money. He has capital. He can get an arena built. He has things in, what was it, Vegas. He has hotels and casinos in Vegas. Very exciting.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks ago, there it goes. We're on the way to Utah, and he's out here doing the worst interview trail I've ever seen in my entire life. So,
yeah,
I mean,
I still remember the first, like the moment he took over. Me and
I
my
sure as
girlfriend
shit
Jenny.
want to win.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
shit wanna win.
Me and my girlfriend Jenny went to a game, and it was one of the first games that he was owner, and he was like walking around the arena and like meeting fans and like being friendly with people. He was going in the team store and buying stuff for random fans. And he was just like hands on. He was walking around with his little dog. He was showing everyone his dog. And we're like, okay, this guy seems
That was
cool.
the
Like,
first sign of trouble.
yeah, he seems cool. He wants to be here. He wants. And I don't know, it seems like that was the best part of it, like seeing him there, and then you didn't see him ever again. And it was just like everything kind of went downhill after that. I feel like it was all really good stuff when he first bought the team, and then like a week later, it's like it's either you didn't hear from him or things were going downhill. Like it was weird. It was very, very weird.
Very
Yeah, I mean, it
fast.
wasn't just that you didn't see him, you didn't hear from him for 4 years after that first week. It was insane.
Yeah.
Xavier Gutierrez was definitely the mouthpiece of the Coyotes,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, Gutierrez, I'm like, at that. What he is not great at is being the mouthpiece sports team,
Yeah.
because he always just came off wooden and not stuff. And then going from that mismanagement, people trying to defend Morello and his habit of not paying bills as, oh, this happens all the time. When you own hotels and casinos, you're habitually late on bills because you're trying to let your money get as much interest as possible. Well, that doesn't fly in sports. It really shouldn't fly in that either, but that's another story. I mean, for most people think that the Coyotes were kicked out of Glendale because they didn't pay rent. That is not true. They were kicked out of Glendale because he refused to sign. At first, it was a 12-year lease. Now, all of a sudden, it's a 20-year lease.
20.
But he refused to sign a 12-year lease to keep us in a bad situation.
Yeah.
I can defend that, but if you're going to do that, you need to have a backup plan first off. But do you want to know how to get the
100%,
rumors?
yeah.
To get the rumors to not start that you got kicked out of Glendale for not paying your bills? By paying your rent. It's that simple.
Exactly.
If he had actually paid his bills, these rumors are nowhere. Nobody's talking about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
went down from there.
Yeah, and I still remember when I first moved out here, I think they were in year 1 or 2 or something of their, because they had a 15-year lease with Gila River Arena at first, and Glendale backed out after like 2 years.
And then it went to a year to year.
Yeah, so like, why would you? I mean, from Morello's standpoint, it makes sense as to why he wouldn't go into another long-term agreement with this arena in this city if they were just so willing to back out of the one previous. So obviously that makes sense. I agree with that. I think that he made the right decision, but like you said, Alex, you kind of need a backup plan there, ready to go.
You can't step out of a canoe without having another canoe to step into. I mean, God,
that's been his issue this whole time. He didn't have a backup plan after Glendale. He didn't have a backup plan to Mullet. He didn't have a backup plan to Tempe. He doesn't have a backup plan to this land auction that's still happening that none of us expect him to win.
Yeah,
no, he's not going to win.
He's never had a backup plan. He's never been prepared for failure. He's never been a what if guy, which it's shocking to me because I figure that's step one in business is be prepared for the eventuality that you will fail in something.
Especially multiple businesses
beyond your control.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have multiple? You own multiple $1 million casinos. How is nothing? It's gone right the entire time. You haven't had one misstep. Like, geez, lucky man. That's a good rabbit's foot. Like, geez. And now it's and you go and you run a sports team, right? You know, it's like a casino is different. You just have slot machines and bartenders. You know, they can wait around for lamp, but teams, they have people with lives, connections, all that stuff, and it's just, man. What was it? That Katie Strang article, I think, probably should have been a bigger warning sign for us. We on the podcast covered that, and I hate to eat crow on the internet, you know, I hate to admit it, but you know what? We deserve we owe an apology, and we have apologized, you know, to some extent, but you know, here's another official one here is she got it right. She was just doing her job, and we were like, we're so used to being defensive. Coyotes have to explain why we deserve a hockey team for since 2003, like Randy said, really 96, but we'll call it 2003. And that should have been a big sign. I mean, the way she said it, something about napkins, Granny, what was it about napkins? He didn't like this the way the napkins were. He was always saying, "Oh, call me Mr. Alex Manuelo." I mean, I wish I was joking. I wish I was kidding, but I'm
He
not.
wanted to save 0.5 cents for like 2 napkins or something like that. It was some crazy thing. Like he was penny pinching over napkins. So,
but then let his son get
crazy
a
how much
fashion
penny pinching
brand
he's
over
done.
us. Yeah, that's why I don't think he's
the
going to the
wonderful
arena.
streetwear that no one bought.
Oh my!
Yeah,
we're not even going to get started on Junior because that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother thing of worms.
How long is this podcast? You guys got? He said how long?
Between him running the Twitter account.
You said no Ducks news.
Between the embarrassing way he's ran the Twitter account since taking it over, to still pushing as the team is heading towards relocation, and it is public news, and everyone knows that this is happening. The team Twitter and Facebook account, the team social is still pumping. Well, going to be retro gear here in a week.
Yeah.
I never. Oh man.
I should have spiked this Mountain Dew, honestly. Oh Lord, that Alex Morello Jr. man, that guy. I had to have gotten a couple. I actually got a couple gray hairs in my beard. It might have been from him. I don't know. Still up in the air, but good Lord.
I brought some wine tonight. We got some red Moscato going tonight, so yeah, I'm prepared.
Gonna need
I'm
some
prepared
of that.
For this.
Like what you guys were saying, like it's crazy that a guy who is, a capitalist in every sense of the word, a billionaire owner somehow is the worst businessman. Like you would expect that someone that has accrued that much wealth would be able to sensibly run an organization. Not to say that, if he went anywhere else, it would be different, but, for a team like the Coyotes that had so much turmoil, like you would think, oh, hey, I can step in and, if I just do this right, I can look like the good guy at the end of this. And, I could be the one that goes back at the end of the day and is like, look what I did for the Coyotes. And the fact that he still somehow has a second chance at this is, I think, the most baffling part about it is because it's like
absolutely baffling.
If the first time didn't work, for as much shit as everyone said of like, well, if they don't work out this first time, what's the point of bringing them back? Like, you can also say that about him. It didn't work the first time with him here. Why reward him and be like, you know what? He'll get a fair shake in another 5 or 6 years or so. Hopefully they win that auction and he'll get another crack at this. Because at this point, you're like, no, like fuck off. Like go pick some other team.
At, honestly.
That's where I'm at too. I don't live in the state of Arizona anymore. I want hockey in Arizona to work desperately. I know it can. It's got such a thriving youth hockey movement. It's growing so rapidly there. You're starting to see NHLers playing in the NHL coming from the programs.
Guy named Anthony
so
Matthews.
I know hockey in Arizona can work.
Exactly.
But I will not support Coyotes 2.0 if Morello is the owner.
Okay, yeah, that's where I was gonna see.
I have no.
We were kind of gonna get at, like, where you guys are at with this whole thing. Like, I know there's kind of like a divide, I feel like, with a lot of Coyotes fans, where maybe some of them, which I understand, some of them might not even want to follow the NHL anymore, which is totally understandable. Some people are following the team to Utah. Some people are maybe trying to find another team to follow, maybe someone close, maybe someone not even in the same conference, not in the same division, just trying to start fresh.
Make the break clean.
Yeah. Where are you guys on that? Do you think? I mean, obviously, you might not even have a decision made. It's still super early. You have I mean, there's no one's telling you that you have to become a fan of a new team immediately or anything, but where do you guys kind of sit there?
So lucky for me, I actually grew up more of a Red Wings fan. So it
Mm-hmm.
was really Red Wings Coyotes my whole life. And then a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, actually around I was in high school, I kind of was like, oh, kind of like the Yotes more. I'm from Arizona. But I mean, Red Wings are
Yeah.
always close second on our podcast. When we drafted, the Red Wings drafted, I switched my Red Wings gear, watched that draft pick, switched back to Yotes gear. I got a
Yeah.
Gordie Howe thing here, Robitaille, bobbleheads. I got
Oh, wow.
Nicholas Lidstrom books. I mean, I'm a huge, got Datsuk. Yeah, oh yeah, all kinds of jerseys in there and shirts. I mean, a huge Red Wings fan. So I count myself lucky that I
Yeah.
have another team that I love very, very much. But I think honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like the NHL anymore, because the D-backs have some rumors going about, surprise, surprise. The D-backs leave this town. I'm not watching MLB anymore. I mean, 100%. So, I mean, I understand those that aren't following the NHL
Yeah.
anymore, but I also understand they're like, hey, you know what? I'll like Vegas. They're the closest. Or, oh, my dad likes the Jersey Devils. Or so I think it's all fine, whichever you decide to do. Or you can wait for 2.0. I mean, you're going to be waiting for a while. Don't hold your breath. But,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you will win the arena, but we'll see.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's just it. No, but I, I don't think anyone has any right to tell any fan how to deal with this. If you want to be or the NHL ever again, that's the right move.
Yeah.
If you want to follow the team to Utah, that's the right move for you. For me personally, I'm still not 100% decided.
Okay.
I think just based on the massive amount of time and massive amount of everything I've done with this team, I do think I'm going to follow them to Utah to start. But
Mm-hmm.
really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw myself more. I love the NHL draft and the NHL draft process. So I'm going to throw myself more into the minor leagues. I'm going to throw myself more into the scouting process and stuff like that and just enjoy that stuff again
Okay.
more so than follow any one team specifically, I think.
That's pretty cool. That'll be a cool little thing to do and get some more knowledge on for sure.
And thankfully, it seems like, I mean, we see a lot of transplants out here in California.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers come to town. There's a lot of blue in Honda Center. I mean, pretty much any original six you could think of. Like, there are transplants out here. So I feel like, if the Ducks were ever in this situation, a lot of people would be able to go and be like, okay, well, some of the older Ducks fans, they're like, well, I grew up in Anaheim, but I was a Kings fan. If the Ducks are ever to leave, they can be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I can just be a Kings fan again. I've met plenty of people
Mm-hmm.
like that in my life that they're like, I like both teams. I live here in Orange County, but they didn't exist when I was a kid, so I naturally
Yeah.
like the Kings. Like, it's a very real thing for states like this that have a lot of people that move to and fro. But it does kind of suck for the people that have grown up with hockey in Arizona because it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were out there what, 3 days, Chris, maybe,
Yeah.
with you
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that I was able to drive, on a holiday weekend, go play some hockey, get to sightsee and go back home and be like, damn, that was a lot of fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't expect, for all the hockey purists out there that are like, it doesn't work out there. Like, the fact that I could randomly go do this tournament that, I signed up for like 2 months in advance, like, just
Yeah.
on a whim, like it
Yeah.
shows that there's people that love the sport out there. And it's just, it's such a shame. Like, I hate to sound like depressed about it, but it's like, I don't know,
Oh,
it
yeah.
affects so many people. Like, I guess
Yeah.
seeing and working in the industry and like seeing what like the youth game is in a place like California.
Mm-hmm.
The Ducks program, the Kings program, there's offshoots of both, and there's at least locally, there's at least like 9 or 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that places like this and places like Arizona can get participation like that, just goes to show that hockey can work where you support it. And
Yeah.
it's a shame that, I mean, thankfully, it seems like there's some good people out there that are, gonna keep like the little howlers and stuff going and some of the youth programs. But it's like if those
Genius, too.
people weren't there, it wouldn't cease to exist. But
Mhm.
it would slowly kind of dissipate. And for a league that always talks about growing the game, it's kind of a severe fuck up on their end to be like, yeah, you know what? It was just time after years and years of just going, oh no, come on, one more chance. We can do this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, at some point, Gary Bettman's also a businessman and has to do what's best for his league, but at the same time, it's just like you also were kind of stringing everyone along, going, no, we could do this. We could do this. And
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
Wish we could have just moved Winnipeg again. I mean, that's even crazier.
But yeah,
Moving to Tucson is perfect.
we need a team Flagstaff.
Yeah, why not? It works.
But like, it
least they have an
definitely
airport.
does work here. Like, no matter how many people want to hate on it, there's a lot of hockey fans here, a lot of kids that play, and there's so much more to it than just the team on the ice. There's so many people involved. And yeah, there's a lot of hockey fans out here that might not be Coyotes fans, kind of like, what Jake was saying with California. A lot of different people live out here. They move from somewhere else. They still follow their home team, but now they have the Coyotes, so they kind of like both, or maybe they still like their home team and they just go to those games when they're in Arizona. But there's still fans here, and hockey can literally work anywhere as long as they have ownership that wants to make it work and will put in the time, put in the money. Because, I mean, any team in the league right now could move if they didn't have stable ownership. Fans can only take you so far. If you don't have stable ownership, you're going to be screwed at some point. And that's what the Coyotes have pretty much dealt with ever since they became a team.
No, really.
They really have not had good ownership here. And that kind of you can blame pretty much all of this on Morello and his dealings and what he missed and what, the Tempe vote that he thought that he had, as an easy win that clearly wasn't. You can blame it on him a lot, but I will say that the NHL is not super clean in this because I don't think they should get a lot of blame, but I do feel like they need to have a better vetting process when it comes to ownership groups.
The league that let Jerry Moyes and Alex Morello and what's the name of the Islanders guy? What's his name? But yeah. They definitely need a better vetting process. 100%.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
Especially with the Coyotes too, to have this many ownership groups just completely fail. It's like there's got to be something better here that you can do to make sure that these guys that are coming in are legit and they want to do what's best for the team in their market, and they're not just blowing smoke up your ass all the time. You know what I mean? So there's definitely something that needs to change league wide with that stuff, because you don't want to see any more of that happen. And I mean, I honestly hate, I'm not a Coyotes fan, but I live here, so of course it's going to affect me. My girlfriend grew up with them. She's a huge fan, so she's going through a whole roller coaster of emotions. That she wasn't going to follow the league, then she was. Then she was like, I don't know if I want to follow them to Utah, and then she's like, no, I can't support a Utah team. I can't support somewhere that a place that took my team away. And so she's been kind of on the fence with stuff, and she's been trying to watch the playoffs and maybe find a new team. She's kind of clinging onto the Avalanche right now. She likes the Avs.
Show her some Pavel Datsyuk highlights. Change your mind a little bit, maybe. Hey, you know what?
I mean, hey,
this could be your legacy.
I tried so hard to get her on the Ducks train, right? Tried so hard to get her on the Ducks side over here, but it's not working. So, but me being from Buffalo, she's kind of had a soft spot for the Sabres too. So she's kind of going back and forth with them, and so yeah, I mean, back to the original question with where you guys are going with all this. I mean, whatever you choose. And I mean, that's on you. You're the fan. You can't tell anyone else how you can be a fan. If you want to like multiple teams now that your team is gone, go for it. If you want to be a fan of 3 different teams, you just want to be a fan of the league as a whole or the sport as a whole, go for it. Go collect some jerseys, have some fun. Especially Coyotes fans, you deserve to have some fun right now.
Yes.
Even though you're
for sure.
you're going through a lot of pain right now. I mean, you got to find something, because all those years, I mean, I don't believe that the love for the sport can disappear with the team. So I feel like you should really dig in and find something else to kind of put your time and money into, and hopefully you stick around. And like you said, maybe Coyotes 2.0 happens at some point, but
under better ownership.
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. I hope it does for the league. I think the Phoenix market's good, as we've talked about. I mean, the Phoenix, we have so many, just like California. I mean, my uncle's from Detroit, born and raised Detroit. He's Red Wings, Tigers, all of it. But he came here to watch the Yotes, and even if I had the Red Wings, I was think of like how I would like describe this. Like, I feel like I'm lucky, but also it's not the same. Like, I have the Red Wings, but it won't be the same as the Yotes. The Yotes were something special. I feel like the Yotes were like this rebel of a team. Like, we weren't supposed to exist, so we always got shit. We were like kind of the cool kids. Like, yeah, fuck you, dad. Like, yeah, we're the great. We're in Arizona. We don't give a fuck. Fuck you, dad. Fuck your original six, dad. The fuck. And now that whole cool rebel kid is just, you know what I mean? He got sent to military boarding school or something. It's like, we're not cool anymore. It's like, yeah, I love the Red Wings. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we've had the same sweater for 50 years. I mean, they don't do the cool peyote coyote jersey, the weird gecko logo. So I mean, it's just, nothing was like the Yotes. I mean, the Ducks have great stuff too. The Mighty Ducks are fantastic stuff. That eggplant and green or emerald, whatever the color is, that's fantastic. So it just, I feel like hockey lost a lot with just the Yotes. I mean, they're just their favorite punching bag rebel kids gone, but they'll miss us. They'll be crying for us in a couple of years, hopefully. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully.
First off, it's a Gila monster, not a gecko. I will die on that hill.
I love their second reverse retro uniform. The
second one?
Yeah.
What was the
first
one?
I
The
like
first
the
ones were
purple
the purple ones.
The purple.
Okay, yeah. I like both of them.
Yeah, the purple was nice.
I like the purple more than
so sharp.
The 2.0. Yeah, I have both of them, but I like the 1.0 a lot better.
Yeah. All right,
I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because I wanted to get a purple reverse retro that first season and I didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe you'll find one now on eBay or something.
I'll look at Goodwill for you. I can try. If I go to some Goodwills and I'll look for one for you. I'll let you know. I have a 54 Goss's Bear 2.0 I'm willing to sell if you want to buy that. But,
ooh.
I'm sure Morello Jr. will have another pop-up shop here. Open up soon to sell.
We'll throw tomatoes at that fucking kid too.
So.
Throw tomatoes at the whole Morello family, man. I want to fucking George Bush with his shoe his ass, man. You go there and see my shoe. Fucking dodge this fuckhead. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I fucking hate that guy. I know he's gonna be watching this. Like, hope they like us, and you see our video and be like, maybe I should just sell off. Yeah, you probably should, Morello. You probably should, bud. Not a financial advisor, but you probably should.
Do we know how old his
old enough
son
to
is?
know better? I think he's like early 20s. I think.
I want to say early 20s. Yeah.
Okay.
Which kind of makes the decision to have him as the social media guy like all the more baffling. Because it's like you'd think you put like a kid like, I mean, I just turned 27, so I can't say I'm exactly a kid anymore. But this era of shit posting and just being a nuisance online, you'd think that he'd at least tap into that a little bit. But
a little bit.
I mean, again,
and if you
he had new designs to roll out.
If you want to get to know more about Morello Jr.'s time as a Coyotes social media manager, whatever you want to call him, I highly, highly recommend you read Steve Peters' article today on PHNX.
That's a good one.
Okay, yeah. I was about to get to that later. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
it's okay. Yeah, it's definitely. If you weren't already angry at the Morello family, I saw Morello into. Yeah, Morello's got to go.
Yeah.
So.
I was gonna ask, how we kind of already probably answered it really, but I was gonna say, how much faith do you have in Morello getting this arena built in North Phoenix? Because it's been said that he's gonna show up. Like, he's gonna show up to the auction. When is it? Like June 23rd or something?
27th.
27th.
So first off, I don't know if you saw the John Gambadoro tweet, but he's expecting the price now to reach, with no threat of being the bad guys to kick the Coyotes out of Arizona. This is prime real estate, and he's expecting the price to reach 200 to 250 million. So right off the bat, that's a red flag to me.
Yeah.
The way these auctions work, even if you win it, you're not guaranteed the land. And given how much willingness he's shown to be cooperative, there's a real chance Phoenix just says, no, we don't trust that you're going to finish this. We don't trust that this is going to happen. My faith level is at 0, and it sucks because I know there's dear friends of mine who have to cling on to this hope that Morello can do this, because it's the only chance he'll have in the next 5 years. And this is the worst thing the NHL did to us, is give him this for, well, it's not actually 5 years, it's 3.5, because he has to give a 1.5 year notice, but still.
Yeah.
To give him sole retention of the rights for 5 years is just, it's the worst thing he did. It allows no competition. It allows no team. Nobody's going to go out there and try to build an arena, because why would you when the one guy has sole rights? But anyways, long story short, my faith is at 0. Even if he wins the auction, I don't trust that he'll have it. I don't trust that he'll have this done. He has followed through on a single thing he's done. General manager Bill Armstrong, and foot the bill for the scouting staff. Take away that, and every single other thing, he has not followed through on any of it.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I would trust myself in open water with a chum skirt on, middle of the Pacific, outside of the beaches of San Diego, ringing a bell and everything, surrounded by sharks, and trust them not to bite me than I do Morello getting this done. I mean,
oh Christ!
Not even to add to what Crandy said. I mean, even before this is one of the weirdest Tyler Sturgeon moments I think I've ever had. Was me and my buddy Chase. He's also part of the podcast. We just been talking about this. I just had this feeling, even if, I don't know, it just seemed too sure. They said, all you have to do is go win an auction June 27th and we stay. I'm like, this is the Coyotes, people. Like, nothing has ever come easy for us. We've been literally been fighting for our lives since we got here. And so, no, I don't. And then with John, like Grandy said it perfectly, John Gamadoro tweets that out. And I was like, yeah, this is cooked. This is cooked. And I was like, I knew, like, that was it. Like, this, you might as well pick another team if you're holding out. I mean, that's why I said don't hold your breath, because I mean, you might as well. Vegas is right there. Ducks, whoever you want to pick, pick one of those. Maybe Ducks, a little more bias on the show. We're borrowing your platform, so go Ducks. So I mean, hey, if you're hearing this and you're not a Red Wings fan, go ahead and be a Ducks fan. If you're out there in Arizona listening, great guys. We got Trevor Zegras, Eggplant Purple, still gorgeous. But yeah, I hate that he has sole rights. I mean, you give this absolute nincompoop, to be nice. Mom could be listening, and absolute rights to that. And it's just, that was boneheaded. That was fucked up.
Why did they do that?
Down. They didn't want to take him to court because Morello is a fighter. Yeah. Okay. He's a fighter in his own words. And they basically were appeasing a child, because for some reason billionaires are like children. Don't know how that works out, but whatever.
Yep.
So they said, here, you get 5 years to build your arena. We're going to go ahead and move this on, get you out of the NHL, blah, blah, blah. And that's what happened. So now we're the Cleveland Browns of the NHL. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Morello does want to start building, because me and Tyler talked about this, we still have an episode of Chirpin Yotes that we need to put out there that has a whole crew on it to kind of get it out on our own platform too. So we've been talking about this, but what he needs to do, if Morello wants to show and build that trust back up, he needs to start now. The very first thing I would do if I was him is I would reach out to Paul Bissonnette. And I don't know if you saw him on his comments after the team was leaving, but he minced no words. He made it clear that he did not like ownership here. You need to go and smooth things over with him. He was a very public face that was very pro Coyotes for so long that you chased off.
Yeah.
Clear roads there. Clear roads with Phoenix. Take these steps now, not next week, not in a month, not after June 27th. Take these steps now. Start paving this road now. And we haven't seen anything since the press conference.
Yeah. Seriously, he's burned so many bridges with everyone in this area in the valley. It's crazy. Like nobody trusts him. So if he doesn't get this,
Shane Doan.
Shane Doan. Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't get the arena built in that time frame, the league has said that he loses the rights then?
I believe we're allowed to get another person to come into this market, but I think he
essentially
still would
comes like
technically
another
hold the
expansion team.
Coyotes, though. I think he still owns the brand as it is, but I don't.
Okay.
That's a bit shady. It's some lawyer speak.
It goes to the NHL.
It goes to the league.
Okay, well there you go.
If he doesn't get this done, the rights go to the NHL, and essentially it just gets rebooted when they get an expansion.
Okay.
I was afraid he's gonna make it like a fancy restaurant or something with the Kachina logo. Like, god damn, dude, you already fucked it up with the goddamn logo.
Coyote Steakhouse.
Oh
yeah, Kachina National have some fucking Hebrew Nationals hot dog creator thing in fucking Scottsdale. Jesus Christ.
To Alex's point, saying you need to kind of smooth things over with the surrounding area and stuff. I just given his track record, it strikes me it'd be like if you guys ever seen the episode of South Park where Cartman thinks he dies and he's going around making amends, and everyone's like, oh wow, Cartman's acting so weird. Like that just like to me perfectly encapsulates the whole situation. It's like if they were to tell him like, hey, you need to do this and it gets everybody in good favor with you again, it would be for all the wrong reasons. Because it just I feel weird that I feel invested in this and it's not my team. And maybe it's just because I just feel bad that, there's people out there losing their favorite team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how I would react in that situation if it were ever the Ducks, but it's just like, I don't know. Like I get frustrated just knowing he gets a second opportunity at this.
That's the worst of it, honestly. It's one thing to lose him, but the fact that he is the keys to the castle, getting this team back in any fashion, that honestly probably hurts the most, especially when once he leaves. I mean, more and more has been coming out since he's had those press conferences, and it's like, yeah, you know what, just get out of here, just go.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just lost our team. When the future is at its brightest it's ever been, when it finally looks like we have a legit core we are building around, a legit staff in the front office, a legit head coach, we finally after 25 years have these pieces here. And yet somehow the most painful part of this process is the fact that Morello is still involved, not that.
Yeah.
You can kick me, you can take my dog, you can take my soda, but goddamn, dude, don't take my Coyotes logo, man. Just give that shit back. Jesus Christ. God.
But yeah, what a time. What a time for this to happen with, like you said, Logan Cooley.
Yeah.
Josh Doan, Dylan Gunther,
Selly.
Clayton Keller is going crazy now. And Jesus. Just
Gunther,
crazy.
who scored tonight for Tucson.
Did he?
Yeah, of course he did.
Yep.
Of course he did. They're gonna win the whole freaking Calder Cup too, and be like, "Oh yay! At least we got something."
Here's your trophy, Arizona. Here's your trophy.
Yeah.
Are they still staying in Tucson?
So they're gonna play some games out of Mullet.
Yeah,
okay.
There's some weird deal going on with that, and that's a mess. Yeah.
That's a whole other mess. Yeah.
Morello goes on John Gambadoro's radio show and says, "We're moving them to we're moving the Tucson Roadrunners into Tempe, and they'll be playing at Mullet Stadium, which caused Tucson, ASU, the city of Tempe, and like 3 or 4 other things to go, whoa, wait a second, we had no idea this was going on. What is this? No, we don't have the capacity for this. No, we don't want your AHL team here.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it goes
What a
back to
mess.
the whole mismanagement after mismanagement.
Yeah.
He had to walk that back the next day, and now I think he's trying to do some deal where he gets it a couple games up here, but I don't know how any fan will in this area. To Tucson fans, will still support the Roadrunners. That's their team.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do to them what you did to us. Don't do to
Yeah.
them what you did to us. No fan in Arizona is going to go and watch the Utah whatever's AHL team that you stripped from us
Yeah.
to support you.
Yeah, I don't know what his big deal is with like what's this whole thing with needing the Roadrunners to play in Phoenix. Like I don't know if that's what he thinks is a way to
An olive branch.
help the fans in this. I don't know how that would help, honestly. I don't you can tell like okay, so people who are listening, if you haven't listened to the press conference yet with Alex Morello and Gary Bettman, please do. The
Take some shots
PHNX
first, though.
Yes, the PHNX Coyotes Twitter account has all the clips, and I'm pretty sure you can find the entire thing somewhere on their site or on Sportsnet or something. It's somewhere out there. But make sure you watch it. It was there's a lot of awkwardness between Morello and Gary Bettman. You can kind of tell that even Bettman's annoyed with him. And
was gonna strangle him. I swear to God, he was.
Yeah, and you can tell that Morello definitely has a short leash. But I definitely think that you should go listen to that, and you can tell that he just has no idea what the fans feel or what they're thinking. He's just not connected at all. He's just in his own little world. I have no idea what's going on in his brain. There might be nothing going on behind those eyes. I don't know, but
It's just la la la. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you.
Interesting fellow.
He calls them
that's
the
for
team
sure.
his kids, and yet you kick us out of the state for napkins. Like that's fucked up, dude. What the hell is wrong with you?
Right? Tough love, man.
So
I fucking guess, buddy. Yeah.
Going back to the why he wants him to play in Tempe is, I think in his weird, twisted mind, this is him keeping the promise of keeping the Coyotes in Arizona. I legitimately think this is his lawyer speak way of saying, yeah, I did keep the team here. I did keep my word.
Yeah.
I am keeping the Coyotes here.
We're gonna get boned, bro. We're so cooked. It's over, dude. I know we're laughing now. I already cried my tears all last week, but
yeah,
this shit is it's cooked. I mean, I can't believe it still. You know, it's just crazy.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it
because
does. No, it really does.
You know, I've tweeted out some stuff. I've tweeted out some stuff. Just you know, knowing that I'm not a fan, but I don't understand it on the fan perspective. But as a local and a hockey fan, I understand it because you're losing your local team and it sucks. But like it goes so much deeper than that. Like I met my girlfriend through this team, through the Coyotes. Without the Coyotes, I would have never met her. And you know, thinking down the road here, I love living here. I've lived here for 9 years. I want to stay here. I want to have a family here, and I hate that my kids one day might not be able to grow up with a team like I did when I grew up in Buffalo, and I had the luxury of going to games with my dad all the time, and I might not be able to do that for them. And knowing how like big hockey is in my life, and that sucks to think about. Like it's just so much deeper than just this team that maybe outsiders don't like on the ice. There's a lot of connections there. You know, a hockey team, any sports team, it's not just the team that's performing, it's a whole community behind it. And, you know, it's really sad. And I hate seeing people like outsiders kind of dancing on the grave of the Coyotes. You know, that hurts me, and I'm not even a fan. Like
Yeah.
it sucks to see, and it just rubs me the wrong way. And it's just like you constantly see this stuff, and then you see it from some Utah hockey fans that are like, be like, yeah, you should be happy that you have a team, but you can be happy and not like laugh in the
Dance on
face
the
of the
grave.
team that you're
Yeah.
the fans that you're taking the team away from at the same time. You can be happy, but also feel bad.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
And they should be happy.
I
You're
don't know.
getting an NHL team. That's exciting.
Yeah,
You should be
it's
happy.
definitely
I'm with
exciting.
you. I feel for you there. What's even crazier is why are Winnipeg fans talking shit, buddy? You lost one
Right?
already. You know what
Yeah.
we're going through. I mean, you have done this. Why are you, of all people, talking shit?
That's what I desperately don't want this fan base to do, is
Oops.
be Winnipeg 2.0 and just hate on every single thing that Utah does. Just let them have their team in peace. Leave them alone. There's no need for a rivalry. There's no need for hatred. They got a team. They have a good team. It's unfortunate what happened, but this is not Utah's fault. This is not Ryan Smith's fault. This is not the Utah fans' fault. Let them enjoy what they got in peace.
Yeah.
Let's direct our anger where it goes, and that is largely Morello, Moyes, City of Glendale, is Tempe voters,
Anthony
and
Barway,
ownership rating.
Ice Arizona.
Do we have enough ink for this list?
No, I don't think so. The 303, the 202. It's too hot sometimes. There's no snow on the ground, so
It's too hot.
Canadians just flip out about that. I mean, the golf game
Hey,
is
I
too
need
good.
Canadians. I need more northeastern U.S. people and Canadians to take trips to Phoenix, the Phoenix area during the winter. We actually get snow in Scottsdale, so screw you.
Wait, do you really?
But we do
Like,
get some.
I-
We do get
once.
some dustings. We get some dustings.
I
That counts,
actually,
baby. It's under 32. That's snow. That's classified. That's
actually laughed.
scientific.
Tyler had more days with snow, it felt like, than I had up here in Minnesota until about late March.
I was living
Oh,
in
okay.
Texas for a while, so yeah, I was in the
Yeah.
Texas snowstorm. So I know what it's
Oh,
like,
wow.
Canadians, and I would have lived in
Oh,
Arizona
wow.
every single time. I'd hate us too if I had to live in snow and not have the Coyotes. So I get it. I mean, I understand.
Yeah. They don't have a lot of sun. They're just upset people all the time.
Yeah. That's why they're upset. They
But
don't.
yeah,
the
I
vitamin
mean-
D makes you happy. I mean,
Yeah. And you know, the state of Arizona, everyone, like outsiders, all think that the state of Arizona is just all desert, just like Phoenix. But Flagstaff is beautiful, and they get snow every single year, and they get a lot of it. That's why people from Phoenix go up to Flagstaff to go snowboarding and go skiing, because that's like our high country, and it's beautiful.
Mhm.
So we get
Come
snow
back
in Arizona.
down.
So maybe I don't know, maybe read a book or something. Maybe learn some things.
I will say
Well,
it was a little weird when we were out there. I didn't see many trees, but I did see a lot of cactuses.
Yes.
That was kind of I was like, oh,
Did you happen to see any of our fake palm trees?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
You know, best,
Fake
that-
ones.
you ain't- that's the most best native thing we've ever grown. That's awesome. Besides Austin
Wow.
Matthews, Leafs fans, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yep. Austin
You owe
Matthews,
us one for
Matthew
that.
Nyes.
I mean, yeah,
Leaf
Matt,
fans are
Tage
hating
Thompson.
on us. Leaf fans are hating on us
Yeah.
as 2/6 of their top 6 is Arizona, is only playing hockey because of the Arizona Coyotes.
They're typing all men on their keyboard wearing an Austin Matthews jersey, not getting the fucking clown makeup on their face. Like, Jesus Christ. It doesn't work in Arizona. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
We'll say the only thing we can give Utah grief about is when they inevitably do like a buckle hat giveaway,
Oh
and
Jesus.
someone scores a hat trick, and
Magic underwear.
the buckle hats are thrown on the ice. But
Oh yes.
We're
I
gonna get
can
our
see it
first
now.
NHL player concussed by a buckle.
It's a record.
So
Oh,
we'll
man.
shift a little bit there to Utah. Have you guys, two things, have you seen the names that were trademarked? And two, is there a name that sticks out that you would actually want them to go with more than the other if you had to choose?
I know they're going to go with Utah, but I liked Salt Lake more, and I liked Salt Lake. Was it Salt Lake City or Salt Lake Swarm? I actually like that. It's the Beehive State, so I kind of like the Swarm of
I'm
it.
kind of on that side too with the B stuff.
Yeah, I kind of
But
like leaning into
I
the
don't
Beehive
think
State.
I don't think that was one of the names that was
Yeah, there's like
copyrighted,
Utah
was
Venom,
it?
Utah Blizzard, Yetis.
Yetis would be
Yeah,
cool,
Soakers
but
and
I like
something
how
else.
people are like, "Oh, so the Yetis against the Avalanche." It's like we have the Lightning against the Hurricanes. Like, let's not sit back and think
Yeah,
about this
true.
too much.
Yeah, true.
We got a team called the Red Wings. What the hell is a Red Wing? I mean, I know inappropriately. I mean, appropriately, school. Keep your head out of the gutter, boys.
Yeah.
What
And
the
I
hell is
will
that?
say,
I mean,
I will say that I'm not going to sit here and make fun of the name. I think that a lot of them are weird, but it's hard for me to sit here and make fun of the name when when our team is named the Ducks. So I mean, I at least we come from something like a movie and all that stuff, but still, we're called the Ducks. And even before that, we were the Mighty Ducks. So
which I like the Mighty Ducks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah,
I like
but
the Mighty Ducks.
I
That's really
can't hate
cool.
too much on these goofy names because we are called the Ducks. But um, I made a joke like a week before the trademark names came out, and I think it was our friend Ava tweeted something that the NHL
Oh
is
yeah,
lacking
she's
like
cool.
snake related names, and she like dished out like 2 names, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be Utah Venom, just like joking around, and then literally that
And there it
trademark
was.
came out, Utah Venom.
Didn't
I'm like,
didn't
come
didn't
on.
she ask if you were from the future on like
I
Tuesday
think
or
so.
something? You're
Yeah,
like,
something.
sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah, she's
predict
funny.
this.
Did not mean for that to come out, but
Do they
yeah.
have a lot of snakes in Utah?
I mean, Mormons can bite, so I guess close enough. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I guess.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
I've never been bit by a Mormon, but they're pretty venomous from what I hear. I don't know. You're gonna see me, Utah. By the way, I'll make a drive to Salt Lake City in my Red Wings gear. Just get ready. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna
Hell
go up
yeah.
there. We're gonna
Hell yeah.
good old time up there. So
Kind
I'll
of,
be there.
And if you think he's lying, he went to Vegas in his Red Wings gear. So
I did. I
well,
talked shit
I'm
the
sure you
entire
weren't the
time.
only
Okay,
one
we're
though.
losing.
Detroit flocks everywhere, man.
Oh, it was beautiful. I was like,
Yeah.
this is what it's like to be loved by the NHL. This is rare. I'm used to fighting for my life. These guys are like, yeah, brother. I'm like, yeah, Detroit, 313. Never been there, but I love your team. Hell yeah, Eminem.
Never been
Love
there.
it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
you're like,
man.
yeah, Little
Love me some
Caesars.
Eminem. That's
Let's
great.
go.
Yeah, Little Caesars.
I'm spaghetti. Hell
Crazy
yeah, dude.
bread. Crazy bread. Yeah.
I don't have to leave
oh,
the
man.
arena wondering when you got stabbed.
Yeah, that's
Wearing your
it
Coyotes
was
gear. When
Vegas, so
did
my
I
wallet
get
was missing, but
stabbed?
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Christ
Well,
Nice
sake.
barn though in Vegas.
to wrap things here with a bow, I figure what would you guys, if you guys had to pull together top 5, what would you guys say would be the top 5 definitive moments of the Coyotes?
Tyler, I want to hear your list first, but I already have my list. So
Top 5 moments. Man, there's a lot. This team gave me a lot. It gave me a lot of good friends, and I make jokes about Winnipeg moving, but honestly, I mean, this team gave me a lot. I'd say the Doan hat trick was up there. That 2012 run was special. I mean, we weren't supposed to be there. Like you said, it was like you're some kid that was just, hey, you're not supposed to be in there, and we were there. We were just that. I don't know. I just love that whole thing that we had going on. I was a bit young, but I remember Jeremy Roenick. I had to say those times seemed pretty cool from what I've seen on YouTube. Again, I was a little young for that. Born in '93, so still in diapers, still shitting myself. Even now, I mean, just the fact that the core that we had, getting to have Cooley and Josh Doan. I mean, Josh Doan skating on the ice. I mean, to see Simba come on the ice, and see the child that literally grew up in Arizona, the state that hockey doesn't work in, allegedly, have bearing the fruit and seeing that was just magical. I mean, and then the 5th one was honestly, I got to say, Chirpin Yotes podcast. I'm gonna get a little mushy gushy there and say, I got a good bunch of guys on there. I know you've been on there once or twice. I mean, that was really something. They really gave me a lot. They didn't give me a lot of trophies. I didn't get a lot of wins, not a lot of manners, but I got a lot of friends and a lot of good moments. I got to shit talk Canadians for 28 years. What more could you ask for? You know what I mean? So I do appreciate that.
So for me, the 2012 run is definitely number one. I mean, that whole
Special.
playoff series, it was special. The team just came together. Ray Whitney, 38-year-old Ray Whitney, putting together a 79-point season, just
Wizard.
unreal. Mike Smith just dominating. Yeah, 2012 run is definitely number one. Number 2 for me is Doan's first hat trick. That it is really, really hard to convey how much that meant to us as a fan base. Doan has the record for most 2-goal games before his first hat trick. And I'm pretty sure he was like second in most goals scored all time without a hat trick. This guy had gotten close so many times, and he was our franchise.
Yeah, he was.
Doan left. That was when I first started worrying. I tried to keep a happy face, but yeah, that was rough. So that's up there. Number 3 would have to be the Doan face in the playoffs.
Yeah,
The first year
iconic.
against the Red Wings. Yep, again, just Doan.
Like Gilbert Gottfried's voice, iconic.
This one might be recency bias, but yeah, Josh Doan's debut. That absolutely should be up there. Franchise legend. Arizona hockey product through and through. Just
the best week of our lives, honestly. The week after that, it was all stripped from us. But that week when he was debuting, that was truly awesome.
That was so fun. Awesome. It was the most fun because you had Cooley was lighting it up, Gunther was lighting it up, Doan was lighting it up. You were sitting here
crying,
like,
man, jeez.
Oh man, this team, it's coming together.
Onions, man, onions.
Number 5 would definitely be our lottery wins. Oh, wait a second. We didn't have any of those.
Oh, yeah. Edmonton. We gave them to Edmonton. We gave them to poor Edmonton. It's not their fault. Come on. They needed Draisaitl. They needed McDavid. Come on.
Number 5.
Speaking of which, they're beating LA 4-1 right now.
Fuck.
Yeah, 4-1.
I take that back. Give us back that pick. No, Lens.
But number 5, it might have to be that first game at Mullet. I mean, mock us all you want, but Mullet Magic was special.
Dude, building rocks.
Cool. That was a cool building. Yeah, it was. That was cool.
Yeah, I was able to go to 2 games. I went to a Sabres game. Did you?
Oh, did you mean rep? Me and my cousin Devin with the rep. Oh, we were.
Nope, I need to change number 5. I do need to change number 5.
Okay.
Jeremy Roenick coming out in Game 7 with
his wire shut,
broken jaw.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Definitely it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Alex said, "You know what? I take everything back. Screw Mullet."
Yeah. Fuck the Mullet. That's what got us here in the first place. Full bitch. I'll never pay $20 for a burger again.
Yeah, I went to a Ducks game there and a Sabres game there. They were pretty cool. I met someone that knew Tage. I don't know if he lied to me, but apparently I met someone outside that knew Tage Thompson, and it was very awkward. So I was wearing my girlfriend Jenny actually got a Tage Thompson jersey in Buffalo because she loves him, and I decided to wear it because she didn't want to go. So I wore it, and this guy like saw me outside, and he's like, "Hey, you like Tage?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "I know him. I'm gonna meet him after the game and stuff. We're going out for dinner. Can you make this video for him and just say how much you like him?" I'm like, "Sure." So I made the video. So that video is on that dude's phone. I have no idea if he knows Tage. I have no idea if Tage saw this video.
Some like saw shit right there. We don't wake up and play a game. Like, oh shit, dude.
So I'm on someone's phone somewhere. I hope Tage saw it. I don't know. I actually should have asked
the Chris
Tage.
Deepfake coming out.
Yeah, I saw Tage in Glendale last summer at Home Goods. Yeah, so
you saw my video, Tage, right? He's like, huh?
Yeah,
what video?
I should have brought up the video.
What are you talking about?
Who the hell are you?
You're me,
dude.
Starts fumbling for his keys, just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're I know you. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right.
1 second.
That's the other remarkable thing that people don't really get unless you spend time in Arizona in the summer.
Yes.
Is how many NHL players not even involved with the Coyotes spend their summers there.
Just chill here. Yeah, they just hang out.
The famous picture of McDavid
works out of ASU.
Matthews. Yeah, with an ASU shirt on. And it's like, that's badass.
Yeah. Hockey doesn't work in the Valley. Yeah, you're
Mike
right.
Modano was here for a while. I don't know if he still is, but
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I do remember hearing about that. Yeah, that's right.
Then of course, if you played for the Coyotes, I think you retire in Arizona. It's like contractually obligated.
Yeah.
I mean, your golf bag's already here, so.
before we let you go, what's happening to the podcast? Is it done for? Is it being? Are you guys going to stick around? Maybe rebrand it? Are you guys going to kind of maybe stick around in the podcast world, but on different things? What's going on?
To Canada's dismay, my voice will still be on the internet. Sorry about that, Canada. But we're not going away. We're talking about a rebrand. As to exactly what it is, we're still just discussing. We might go, hey, we're gonna go kind of an NHL, but like all sports podcasts. We're just it's all over the place right now. But we'll be back, to Canada's dismay. But coming back.
It's one of those things. It's why we haven't announced. It's why we haven't recorded our last podcast yet, even though it's been like a month and a half, because we're trying to iron out our future before we go into that, so we know what we can say and we know what we can let our listeners know, because we do have quite a few loyal listeners and we do want to let them know what's happening to us. So as soon as we have all of that ironed out, we will be releasing a farewell to Chirpin Yotes, because no matter what, the Chirpin Yotes
brand is
gone. Is going to go away.
We're looking to have that too, I guess. Might as well put that away in a locker or something, but make it a fashion brand if he wants, whatever. And a couple of fucking hats or something.
I'm stealing it. It's going to be street merch
I've made with the podcast between Tyler, Chase, Matt. Those aren't going anywhere. So we want to keep talking hockey. We want to keep BS, and we want to keep doing our Mount Rushmore. Although we're going to have to find a new thing to do Mount Rushmores of, because I don't think asking people what their Mount Rushmore Coyotes players will work anymore.
The vintage team? Oh yeah, dude. Someone's going to say it. I'm ready for it. And someone's got to tell the Blue Jays to relocate. I mean, that was my big thing. That was my claim to fame. I don't know if you ever saw that tweet. Yeah, if you go on my Twitter, there's a tweet that has like 100 and like almost 200K, 179K like impressions, where it's like me explaining
the Nashville thing.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I said, "Wish the Blue Jays in Nashville." I use the same arguments they use for the Coyotes for the Blue Jays, and some people were like, "Oh, okay, I get what you're saying." Like, but some bit the bait hard. And we're like, "Oh, you're so dumb, dude! Like, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "Okay, keep on eating it, baby. Let's give it in. I'm gonna try. I got all the time in the world, baby. I got all the time in the world."
Yeah, happy to hear that it's going to continue at least for a bit there, with a under a new banner. But yeah, whenever you guys do, you'll definitely have to let us know so we can kind of push it with you guys. Would love to share that stuff.
Have you guys on too? Have you guys on?
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Whatever Frankenstein adventure we make, we'll have you guys on. So might be a fashion. Maybe we can get in a flash fashion like Morello Jr. Maybe that's what we'll cover. It seems to be something in the valley, so maybe we can just cover that.
What's hot on the streets?
There it is.
Chirpin Yotes pop-up store.
Yeah, the freaking hype Chirpin hype podcast or something. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. We'll get Panda Dunks on and just start patrolling the streets, looking for streetwear. I don't know. We'll figure something out though.
Oh man.
All right, guys. Well, let you go.
This was much needed therapy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was fun. It was fun.
No problem at all. Love talking to you guys. Be well. Hopefully you guys are okay. And we'll definitely talk to you more often and see how everything's going.
Absolutely.
Sure. Thanks so much for having us on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem
thank you. Sorry for dominating the airwaves, but we had a lot to get out of our.
No, you're fine. I'm glad you're able to get it out.
Yep.
You guys are better than my therapist. Guys. I'm gonna hire you guys instead. All right, Susan, you're out. You're going to Utah.
You're on your way. Going to Utah.
Yep.
All right,
keep
guys.
your shirt though, but you can go ahead and go. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks. There you go.
All right.
All right. We'll see you, Alex.
See you, guy.
Have a good one.
Oh, it's unfortunate that the circumstances of having them on again had to be after the team relocates. But
yeah, that's
it's always a good talking with them. Remember the first time, it's a lot of the same. They're really easy to shoot the shit with. So we're glad to hear that they're going to keep the podcast going, even with a rebrand. But again, it's unfortunate that this is the reality that some fans have to live with. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of knew the day was coming, but still sucks.
Yeah.
So,
by the way,
go ahead.
like 10 minutes ago, the Jets were up 2-1. Colorado's now up 3-2.
3-2. Abs.
That Nathan McKinnon guy is kind of good at hockey.
A little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Well, we will breeze through some of the exit stuff from the Ducks here real fast before we get into questions. I do like the picture on NHL.com of Verbeek and Cronin, because Verbeek looks very pissed off in his picture, and
Greg always looks mad.
Greg Cronin's wearing the Dallas Aikens fit, and I'm having PTSD.
Oh, Jesus.
He's wearing the blue suit with the white shirt and the orange tie, and just
There it is.
the little
Looks like a
hamster.
76 gas station logo.
Just start twitching.
But nothing too much on their side of things. I mean, Pat did an interview with Alexis, just kind of talking about the season, saying that progress was made, but the job's not, 100% serviceable yet. Was nice to hear that he reiterated that focus for the offseason is going to be top 6 winger or top 6 forward, and top 4 defenseman was pretty interesting to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know what the free agent market's going to look like in that regard.
I know Brett Pesce is a unrestricted free agent. Oh,
which would be pretty nice. Hopefully his injury.
I just want him on the Ducks so I could just use a bunch of Joe Pesci gifts.
I mean, hopefully
just a bunch of Goodfella gifts.
Hopefully his injury he's currently dealing with, it's keeping him out of the playoffs, isn't too severe. But I mean, he would definitely be a great addition to a young, inexperienced blue line. I just wonder what that would mean for some of the kids going down the line.
I don't think Martin Etches is coming to the Ducks.
I would assume that means maybe no Vakanainen next year. Because he did specify, Pat said a right shot, because we have a lot of lefties on this team.
Maybe Jackson Lacombe might be the odd man out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very real possibility of that. That'll be talk closer to free agency, but it's nice hearing that again, that the focus is still there. He didn't rule out trades, obviously, but it sounds like he wants to be active more in free agency. Which, I mean, might be a sign that their draft board has someone with that late pick, depending on where Edmonton winds up, that they like. Personally, if we are keeping that pick and holding on to it till the draft, I hope that means that they're drafting like a Ty Ginla, because that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Steven Stamkos start learning Newport Beachinese.
Newport Beachinese.
Finish the job, Florida. Get him on a boat in Newport.
Start house setting, buddy.
He did say that the bottom 6 is definitely getting a shakeup, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. I hope that doesn't mean completely gutting it.
It's really the fourth line, if you think about it. That just really needs a... Because I think that the Mason McTavish line is going to be the third line, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So it's really only the fourth line.
He did say that he wants a team that can, or he wants a bottom 6 or a bottom line essentially that can chip in. He's using Vancouver as like an example of that. Yeah. Which, I mean, I see where he's coming from. I feel like they were a good example of it this year, but I wouldn't use them as the gold standard, as like your bar to reach. So I
No.
feel
Yeah.
like there's some other teams with better fourth lines, but I think for sake of just kind of showing us where his mind's at, I mean that's a good place to be thinking about. Because after, I mean, being a rebuilding team, I don't think we've expected to be rolling four lines effectively, but third line was kind of hit or miss depending on who was on it. And I mean, I feel like every line had their moments this year, but
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need to be rolling out the offensive black hole of Bogru, Ross Johnston, and I mean, not that Leeson wasn't trying, but that line didn't do a whole hell of a lot, for
No.
being honest.
No. If we want to take that step and start turning the corner here, that line cannot exist. I was gonna ask you guys if you like, after hearing Zegris's exit interview, and then
I don't even know what he
maybe
said.
some stuff that Verbeek and
The Greg
oh,
Cronin
okay.
stuff is interesting. I think
the Greg Cronin stuff
that's the
and
biggest
Verbeek.
takeaways I took out of the exit interviews.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys think anything different about the Zegras stuff heading into the offseason. Like, you know how there's always going to be trade speculation with this guy until he has a solid contract. You know, he's cemented in for more than 3 years. It might not even end then, but after this exit interview, has anything changed in your mind with
I
Zegras staying or going?
definitely think it quells the talks for a little bit. Like they're still gonna happen. It's
Mhm.
gonna be
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's gonna
But
happen regardless. But
I think a big step in that, not to take away from the question at hand, but Cronin definitely saying that he needs to spread the accountability to everybody and not just a single person, at
Yeah.
least shows that
yeah, at least
he
he's
kind
learned.
of he realizes that
He's looking back and with 2020 vision and realizing
yeah.
he could have did that instead of what he did.
So it definitely, I mean, we kind of chalked it up to he's a first time coach. Let's not look into this super far because
I have the quote if you want me to read it, like the exact quote on that.
yeah, in just a second.
Huh?
But I
Okay.
definitely like that he can kind of look back at that already and kind of quell some of that angst that was amongst our fan base all year.
Yeah.
Because it was irritating. You know, we've talked about it plenty of times this year. Of it wasn't cool that the standard was so high for him, and just everybody else could do what they want, with no repercussions. So it's nice to see that there's at least some understanding of I could have handled this better, but
Yeah.
I mean we can't. I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but we also can't rule it out. I mean, that's kind of the reality of the situation, but I feel better about it personally.
Yeah. I would say so too.
Yeah.
Did you want to read the quote, Lou?
Yeah. He said, if I had done some things differently this year, maybe after the first blunt message, I would have just sacked guys. I would have sacked them and snapped them out, and I would have said, this isn't working, and you just need to sit and watch a few shifts and gather some information while you sit there, and I'll put you back out on the ice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely makes me feel better about things going forward. I mean, he had very high praise for Zegras, using plus minus as a indicator. Not the best, but you know, the fact that he was able, well, both him and Verbeek were able to comment on how Zegras looked down the stretch and overall in a really rough season. Certainly, I think is going to piss people off because everyone's ready to jump on the okay, he's getting shipped out, you know, pack your bags, buddy. But
I do like the stuff where I do like that they were praising him for how he was playing. Like I said, I think last episode, I'm happy that they both see at least what the Ducks fans are seeing in his play and how much better he's gotten on both sides of the puck. But interested to see how this goes. I do like that both Cronin and Verbeek, I believe it was both, kind of hinted at how next year will look and how, because Verbeek said something about how Cronin's going to have all these pieces to work with, and it kind of seemed like Zegras was part of that plan going
I have
forward.
that quote
And
up too if you want me to read it.
go ahead.
The beauty of it all is Greg's going to have a lot of options. So I think that he's going to be able to do a lot of experimenting. I would look at some stuff of this to happen during training camp and with a lot of the exhibition games that we've got. So he can explore and experiment with some of the line combinations, some of the chemistry that could get developed with guys playing in different positions. We think Greg has a lot of options at his hands and certainly will be able to discuss and watch and learn and see what combinations could work out.
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't
Shout out
necessarily say
Derek,
that
by the way.
it's
Derek Lee.
Derek Lee. Yes, please go follow
Or,
him. But yeah,
and Patrick.
it doesn't
Lap-
necessarily say that he doesn't
Lapanov, no.
name Zegras, but I don't know. A lot of things were kind of, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it did, like Jake said, it made me feel better as well with how things are going. Just the way things are trending mid-season and into the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, all that stuff. So I feel a little bit better, at least for now. That could change tomorrow. Who knows?
I mean, it
We just have to
definitely helps that they are going to take a look at bringing leadership back to this team. Sounds like we're getting a captain next season.
yeah.
That I think will certainly help, on the accountability front of things.
Yeah.
You had to guess right now who would be the captain.
I'm going with the sleeper pick of Yotes.
I think I'm going Yotes. Yeah. I tweeted out on the Later Rivals account. I asked people who they think will be the next captain. Got a lot. Shout out to Savannah, by the way, at Sav NHL. Go follow her. She put a couple of pictures up of, let's see. She's got McTavish wearing the C. She's got Terry, Gudis, and Zegras.
Yeah, even Trevor.
Honestly, but yeah, we got a lot of Gudis.
I could see Trevor getting
got some McTavish.
C, like eventually.
Got a lot more Zegras answers than I thought I would, and like a lot of people that weren't like messing around, like they were serious.
I kind of feel like that's what the upper management wants, like eventually.
Maybe. I got some Carlson.
It would help explain why he was held to such a higher standard this year.
Yeah,
that would at least make sense to it.
It's not a knock on Z in any way here. I love Zegras to death. He's one of my favorite Ducks players. It's not to say he doesn't strike me as a captain. I just feel like they have other voices in the room that he can be part of the leadership, but he doesn't strike me as the face of that. I'm totally cool with him being an alternate. I just think with who is currently on the team, if they're making a decision next year, there are better choices. Now down the line, like Lou said, if that's what their plan is,
like just a stopgap, see, and then make the long term.
Exactly. If that's something they do down the line, perfect. But I feel there's other players that are probably going to be in a better position to help. Maybe get him poised for that position. It'd be a little weird, say, if it's like Mason that gets it next year. Like, speaking hypothetically here, because it's hard to say that Mason has more experience than him because they're right around the same age. But I mean, we're not NHL players, so we don't know what's going through that locker room and where those guys' minds are at, how they carry themselves in the locker room. But it's nice to see that that's going to happen next year, because obviously you want to do Getzlaf's tenure justice and kind of hold off, not name anybody right away, like really let the dust settle, being how long he was, seeing how long he was the captain. But
I think they asked, I think either Patrick or Derek asked Troy Terry about that. I can't find the quotes though.
Oh, about the leadership stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And I
that
think
one.
specifically about the captain.
Okay. Yeah. Got some people saying Terry in our tweet. Got, like I said, we got Leo Carlson a couple times.
By the way, shout out Patrick. He's come a long way. Interviewing Ducks players. That's really
Right?
cool. Shout out Patrick.
Shout
Like you
out Patrick.
said,
We
Lou,
love Patrick.
lap alum,
Lap alum.
Yep.
forever a lapper.
Once a lap, always a lapper.
Someone responded with Zellweger. We got a Frankie V in here. We got a Killorn. There's like a weird split between people saying Fowler, because there's like a decent amount of people saying Fowler, and then like the same amount of people saying that it better not be Fowler. Like anyone but Fowler. So there's
I feel like if
very
Cam
odd.
was going to be the captain, he would already have been the captain.
You see, I can see that too. Like that would make sense. Like if he was going to be it, that he definitely would have been it already. So I totally agree there.
I could see Alex Killorn being like the stopgap.
I'm still afraid to rule out Fowler completely though, because you just never know.
Yeah, you never know. If Mr. Steven Stamkos were to join that,
someone put Stamkos.
Did they really?
Someone responded Stamkos.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Jesse. Shout out to Jesse if you're listening.
Shout out Jesse for that.
At Jesse for Sports. You know the vision.
Shout out Jesse. Yeah. If Steven Stamkos were to become a Duck, which I still don't know if I actually want him because he is declining, but I still want him because he's probably my favorite non-Ducks player.
Man, I saw a tweet
I think you
valuing
have to make him a C.
his contract at 3 years, right around like $5.5 million a season. I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't either.
3 years for $5 million a year.
I mean, that's just the projection off of the fancy algorithm thing I saw, but
fancy stats.
He'll be 37 at the end of a 3-year deal.
I think Alex Killorn has said he'll recruit him or try to recruit him.
Yeah, once the Lightning are eliminated from the playoffs, Killorn's got to get on that phone.
Start tampering, buddy. Actually, don't. We want a first round pick.
We don't condone that. No.
Dude, wear a mask in public. Just do it, but don't get caught.
Just be smart.
But I could see Alex Killorn being like stopgap captain, because isn't he already an assistant captain or alternate captain, whatever?
I think he's been. Yeah. I think.
So the Avs blew the game open. It's 5-2.
5-2. Yeah, I think Casey Middlestat. I just got a text from Jenny that Casey Middlestat has 3 points. 3.
I want the Jets to win
3
though.
Points.
Go Jets, go! By the way, we should mention Trevor Zegras and Lucas Dahlstrom will be going to the World, or not the World Series, the
Men's World Championships.
Yeah.
I forgot where it's being played.
Lundstrom's going to.
Oh yeah,
Lundstrom.
Oh yeah, I meant not Lucas Dahlstrom. No, is Lucas Dahlstrom?
Yeah, Lucas is going to.
Is he
for Czechia?
Yeah.
Oh no shit. And Isaac Lundstrom.
It's being played in Czechia.
6-2 now. Devon Tays just scored. Or Devon, sorry. Devon Tays.
You're kicking their ass.
Jesus.
Sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game.
I kind of wanted Leo to be in it, but at the same time, he's played a lot of hockey, so he just needs to
let him rest.
Yeah.
I'm
excited to see what Zegras can play COD.
Yeah, if anybody needs to play, it's Trevor.
It's definitely Zegras, yeah.
Mason McTavish was going to play for Canada until he got injured.
Yeah.
I think, or he was rumored to be one of the players Team Canada was looking at.
I just want to say that I have the Avs Jets game on right here, and when the Avalanche scored their 6th goal, they panned to the crowd all high-fiving, and there was a guy in a Blackhawks jersey. He's just totally cheering and high-fiving everyone around him, and it was just the weirdest thing to see.
What a freak.
And maybe I'm trying to think who is a Blackhawk that's on this Avs team. We'll just headcanon will
Jesus.
be Jack Johnson's randomly. He
Yeah.
has a Jack Johnson Hawks jersey.
Yeah, wasn't Jack Johnson on the Hawks for a while?
Yeah.
The season after they won the cup, so last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Well, we're already running a little long on this episode, so do you guys want to do a more in-depth playoff episode next week? Just kind of see if some of the series are wrapped up.
Yeah, we totally can. I will say that
I just would
the
just like to
East-
say real quick,
Go ahead.
Stars, get your shit together, please.
Yes,
I
please
don't know what
do.
the hell your problem is, but knock it the heck off.
Yeah, do your job. You have one job, and that's to win hockey games. You're in the
You
playoffs.
Yeed your last haw.
Yeah. I will say that the East is just very, very one-sided. More proof that Western Conference hockey is the best conference.
Go Bruins.
The West rules.
I hate.
That's
I
just
don't.
how it
I hate
is.
the Bruins, but go Bruins at least for this round.
Jesus
I will say that without fail, every time Boston and Toronto play, it's the same thing happens every year. You would have thought that the Leafs would have learned by now.
Yeah.
Brad Marchand is going to make your life living hell out there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for whatever reason, they just never learned. It's like, don't feed into his game. You know he's going to be going out of his way to just be as terrible as possible.
Why did Appa just say now we pickleball? It's kind of weird. It's pickleballing at 8:38 at night.
The grind never sleeps, Lou.
Yeah, okay.
Friday Night Lights, man.
I don't even know how you play pickleball. I like tennis.
It's a smaller court, but it's essentially like tennis.
Yeah, tennis for people who don't like to move.
Oh, hell yeah, I would excel in that.
I watched a video of like, I wouldn't say a professional pickleball game, but it was like at
I feel
a
like
tournament.
we watched that during COVID.
But it was like the clip was like, oh, watch. I guess there's a term for like someone that like takes the majority of like the hits back and forth, and they call them poachers. So it's like the girl in front was like returning like every ball back.
Yeah.
And then she's the one who missed to like lose the point or whatever. And like all the comments were like, yeah, what a stupid play. She's being selfish. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Why are you guys
these people
mad?
seem really upset about this lady hitting the ball back and forth. I think that's the point of the game.
The West playoffs, it's kind of hard to predict.
Vancouver somehow held.
Well, besides Edmonton and LA, I mean, I think the Kings only got their token win in Edmonton, so
they got their cookie.
They're getting a little slopped around right now.
Yeah.
Although I turned it to basketball. I'm watching the Suns game.
Shout out to the Canucks doing the Lord's work.
Without Thatcher Demko.
And only 12 shots in the game, or however many they had.
I think they had 12.
Yeah, pretty sure it's 12.
And I would like to point out what was up with the empty seats at the start of the game.
Jesus Christ!
Did
Figure it out,
anybody
Nashville.
Notice that?
I sure
did.
did.
Guys
I hate that I noticed it. Wish I didn't, but I sure did.
Yeah, because there's those
Figure that out.
People watch now. We fan watch.
Figure that out. All right, let's get into questions.
Well, we only have one, and it's from Ryan. Because technically, Barry's.
Are we doing 365?
We have his.
Are we doing it 365?
Yes, but I just wanted to say Barry did ask us a question, but it did get answered with Tyler and Alex on. He had asked, hope this isn't disrespectful. I really feel for the fans here, or the Coyotes fans going to be rooting for Utah. And we got their answer there. We'll do our ad reads at the end of the episode here, or we'll give our promo codes before we get out of here. A little bit of a weird episode.
All right.
So I didn't read the first question from Hockey 365, so we'll do the second one.
Okay.
They asked pick one player you absolutely do not want to see raising the cup this year. And
Okay.
I will go first because my one answer is Philip Forsberg.
Philip Forsberg's a good one. Try to think of someone else.
Well,
that
I'm a
just
hater,
grinds my
so
gears. So
I'm a
I
hater, so I'm just answering multiple players because I can't just boil it down to one. But I got to think because there's a lot of players I don't want to say. Chris,
Give
go
us
ahead.
your list, Lou.
I'm still formulating. You go ahead, Chris, if you want.
All right. I will say Philip Forsberg for sure.
With a stupid pencil thin mustache. Looks like a pirate.
And I want the Leafs. I want Austin Matthews to have a good run, but I don't want to see Reeves. I just don't like Reeves. Like, he's just annoying. He just talks a lot, and he's just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Evander Kane, that would suck seeing him hold the cup.
Yeah, but I also kind of feel like at this point, he's just kind of doing his thing. Not to say it excuses any past behaviors or anything, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of feel like he's doing his own thing.
I still don't want him to touch that cup, though.
I think that might be it. I think just those three. I'll give you three.
Mine would be the entire Toronto Maple Leafs franchise, the entire New York Rangers franchise, the entire Washington Capitals franchise.
I don't have to worry about the Caps.
I'm including like the coaches, the trainers, the front office people, the owner.
Lou's like
all
the
of it.
hot dog vendor, the
Yep.
guy that sells the t-shirts.
Vegas Golden Knights, whole
Yeah.
entire organization, the entire Nashville Predators organization, the entire Los Angeles Kings organization.
Lou's just like, you know what? Just nobody gets the cup this year.
Yeah.
The everybody who wasn't a Duck on the Oilers don't. Actually, I do want to see Connor McDavid hold it up. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. That'd be good for the game. Good for the game.
Yeah. About it.
You say that's about it, like there was only like two.
I mean,
yeah, that's about it.
And
named every team in the playoffs.
Or the Boston Bruins organization. I want them to win this round because I hate Toronto more.
Okay.
But them. Yeah, I don't really want to see any of the Avs. Maybe, yeah. Josh Manson and Andrew Cogliano got their cups. They don't need any more.
It's kind of how I feel about Jack Eichel now. Like, I'm glad that he got his cup with Vegas, but now I don't care. Like, I hope Vegas is out. I just want him to get the one.
Well, and he got one, so.
And he sure did.
So now it's just time to consume glass.
Yeah.
That's my list for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Ryan's squeak of the week. If you want to cover your ears, Lou.
Dad asshole. That's just whatever. Go on.
He says, I won't do the sing song, but he says, what a pro wants, what a pro needs, whatever makes Lap happy sets y'all free. It's a little flat, but I'll get better. Because you get a chance to play the Arena Organ at Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. It's 3 minutes left. You get 3 songs to set the mood. What do you play? Say
nothing intense. Nothing intense.
I say we all pick one, and that'll be our rotation of 3. So we got to really think this through.
Okay.
I don't want any like dramatic music, you know how.
I think it would have to depend on where we're at with 3 minutes left in the Game 7 game.
I'm gonna assume he's he's thinking of it's either tied or you're about to win.
Okay.
I want something to like relax me. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear like Eminem "Lose Yourself." I don't want to hear that.
Well, it's on the organ.
Yeah.
Well, you could still play the beat, I think.
Yeah.
You could, yeah.
This is Zap R2K says Freebird.
So, I'll start it. So we'll say my pick is the first one. So this is the first song that's played, and then you guys can give like actual maybe good ones and serious ones. Because I'm gonna go with
Bold of you to assume we're gonna be serious.
well, yeah, I guess that is kind of bold. I'm gonna go Inspector Gadget theme. No idea why. That's just been in my head since I read the question like earlier today. Don't ask why. I went there with a game 7 Stanley Cup final on the line, but
I'll stick with the same vein. I'll say the Power Rangers theme.
okay. That's a good one.
I'll go with the Office theme, just the piano. The Office.
Okay.
And if I'll do a 1A 1B. Power Rangers if it's tied. And you gotta play higher if you're winning.
Yeah, yeah. We need to have higher. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Ducks, you heard it here. Give us the keys.
I'm trying to
Cool.
envision what that would sound like on the organ. Can't
I think it
imagine
would
that.
work.
Yeah, I feel like you would just feel it. You would just feel it. You'd get the vibe. People would start vibrating.
Stand up
But,
in your chair, just arms stretched out.
Oh,
By the way, I've been listening to like AI covers of like
boy.
Plankton like singing songs
Yeah.
and like just like Mr. Krabs singing like AI songs or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen to the Plankton sings higher or not higher. One Last Breath by Creed. Like it's
Okay.
actually good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I remember Connor shared one in the group chat before of like
Yeah.
Plankton singing something from Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Yeah, his Alice in Chains like AI covers are really good too.
That's good though.
Yeah. Boo Ryan Boo the Mouse for that question.
Dude, that commercial
How he
sucks. God
I'm sick of
damn.
that commercial, man.
It plays so often. It's
So
horrible.
often.
Would you guys rather hear that or the one from the bubble with Adina Menzel? The Terra, look at her go.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I don't remember that one, but probably that one.
That one,
I don't know.
think
I don't know.
just because of what was going on in the world was worse because it
Yeah.
was like one of 4 commercials they would play,
Yeah.
but it was every break. It was like always in a random order, but it was always snuck in there.
You know what? The other commercial, the one where the kids are playing hockey, and every time they score a goal, like
Oh,
they're
the light goes off in the house and the horn
in
and
their
everything.
house. Yeah, and like the mom's like cutting a tree, and
Yeah.
the dad's doing whatever. I hate that
Yeah.
commercial too.
Yeah, that one's kind of annoying too.
But the Oklahoma
Luke.
City Thunder one, I'm to the point where I want to see the Thunder lose in the playoffs because of it.
I didn't even know those dudes played for the Thunder. That's who they are?
Yeah, it's Chet Holmgren and Shai Alexander Gilgeous, I think.
Oh, okay.
How you say it? Yeah.
Ooh, that one's tough though, Jake, with the one from the bubble. That's like
What's
I
it
might
called? What's it
take
called? I don't remember that one.
It was it like a Geico commercial?
I think it was Geico.
You can just look up Tara, look at her go.
I'm kind of sick of the Mass Mutual ones where like it's not even annoying. I'm just tired of seeing it because I feel like they use it every year. The
Yeah.
Steven Stamkos and Victor Hedman one.
Oh my God, yeah, right?
You know
That's
what I'm
like
talking
4 or
about?
5 years old. Yeah, those
Yeah.
kids aren't that they're like all grown probably by now.
Yeah, it's just called Terra, the Geico commercial.
Terra Geico.
Yeah, Terra. So the playoffs this year have had some weird ones.
Oh, that one.
The For the Love
Oh,
of the Game one with the Avs fan one where it's randomly like, oh, and they
Yeah,
broke up. It was
and
just
they
like,
broke up.
yeah, and they like divorced or something. What the hell's going on? Like that commercial
Or
took
the
a-
Knights one where that guy got the tattoo with the year and he's like, "This is our year," and then the guy's like, "And it wasn't their year. They were knocked out by the Sharks."
I mean,
Yeah, the Avs one took a dark turn.
oh, I
They just
mean, it's not
broke
like
up.
anyone died. They just broke
I'm also
up.
sick of the hockey one where the Nashville fan has a fish in his pants.
Oh yeah.
I'm already tired of that one because weird.
Lou's just tired
Say
of
no
that
to
one on
catfish.
precedent.
Yeah. Like where do you put the fish? Like you just stick it in your undies?
No, he had it taped to his body.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I haven't memorized that
Remember
commercial.
2017, the guy that snuck the dead duck into the duck series and he had it taped to his body and everyone was tagging PETA.
Oh, that's right. What a freaking
Jesus
loser killing a
Christ.
duck.
Yeah. Bit weird. Bit weird.
Be better.
Please be better.
Canucks in 5, please. Thank you.
Well, we'll end this little different of an episode here.
Lap 10 for shift hockey. Get your cream apparel and your affordable sticks. The Angels are bad. They're bad and they're back in Anaheim this weekend.
Are they? Who are they playing?
The Twins.
I believe Minnesota.
They
Yeah.
lost 5-3 tonight.
And apparently they just
Alright.
had a bunch of defensive errors.
By the
The
time you're
Angel
listening to
way.
this, by the time
714
you're listening to
tickets.
this, it'll be
No-
Saturday. Go check out the Angels.
Yeah, 714 tickets. Promo code LAP, LAP. If you wanted to go see Game 4 of the King series, which I don't know why you would if you're a Ducks fan, but you do you. Am I missing anything else?
No, covered all of our
That'll do
bases.
it. That'll do it. But yeah, if you want to go to some playoff games, you can use 714 tickets.
Yeah,
it is a
any playoff game,
nationwide-
basketball.
Yeah, it is nationwide. It's not just in Orange County. So go check them
Get
out.
you- Go see the Lakers play their last game whenever they play. You're getting swept. It's glorious.
Promo code LAP.
Yeah.
Enjoy some cash off of that.
Appa-
No service fees. No service fees.
Appa asked what he should eat for dinner. What should I eat for dinner? And he said he already had In-N-Out for lunch.
Friday night, it might be packed, but Canes on a Friday always slaps.
Gains would probably be good, man.
Zach Hyman scored again, so it is currently 5-1 Edmonton.
Goodness gracious.
I'm not going to make the joke.
Canes, or go get yourself a burrito. I'm always in the mood for a burrito, and so should you.
I think Appa's a big soup guy, so have some soup.
I don't know anyone who says, "Hey, I'm a big soup guy." Like
Well,
soup's
Appa
good,
is.
and all, but
Appa's
soup's
always
good.
in the. He's always in the Crash Upon Discord talking about soup and
Really? Like soup is good. Like I won't deny that. And I love me some soups, but that's not something I'm just gonna stand up in a crowd and be like, I'm a big soup guy. Like it's just not happening.
if you're ever gonna meet one, Appa's your guy.
Huh. I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake his hand.
Shake his hand.
All right. That'll do it for episode 85 of the Late Arrivals podcast.
Matthew Perot, he wore that for the Jets. I looked it up before we went live.
That's right. That's right. Matthew Perot. He did wear that. Yep.
For the Jets. I think he wore 44 for the
the
Ducks.
Perot?
Yeah. Was it 44?
Might have been.
Something
Can't
like
remember.
that. Yeah.
I liked him. I liked him a lot. But yeah, if
Well,
you
the
stuck
Ducks
around
didn't.
this, if you stuck around this far, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the Chirpin Yotes guys on. Please treat Coyotes fans with respect. They're
Yeah.
grieving. Be nice.
be
If you
assholes.
lost your team, it would suck. Like, don't be a douchebag. Unless you're, I only understand those like hateful comments and tweets if you're like a youngin. But if you're a grown adult, let's
Seek help.
just go figure some other stuff out.
If you're
Go
not
figure
if
some
you're
other
not
stuff out
16 and
first.
playing Fortnite, chill out.
You need to figure some other stuff out in your life first, then come back to the conversation. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Chirpin Yotes guys are great. I'm excited to see where that podcast kind of goes, what they rebrand. But go follow them on Twitter, so you can keep in touch. Go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch for however long we have Twitch before it gets banned or whatever's happening. I don't know what's going on. But follow Inside the Rink as well on all social platforms. Leave our show a rating and review wherever you're listening right now. It takes you like, what, a minute, 2 minutes max? I mean, if you want to write a review, it might take you 5, if that, depending on how fast you can type. But yeah, leave a rating, review wherever you're listening right now. You can even pause this and do it and then come back. It's great. Make sure you're following us, like I said, on all socials, and we will see you next week, episode 86. We'll talk more about the playoffs, and maybe we'll have some more Ducks news. Maybe not. It's probably going to be quiet for a bit, so it's going to be a lot of playoff stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next week. Bye.
Brock
Bye.
Bowers is a Raider.
Stay breezy.
Let's go, baby.